Have you ever felt that there's an invisible internal energy sabotaging your success? Meaning, whenever you try and get something bigger in life, maybe you're trying to grow your business faster, that there's a part of you that's very excited and you know what to do. And as soon as you start moving forward, there's another part of you that sabotages you and stops your success. Well, in this very special interview, I interview Glenn Ackerman, who's a celebrity energy healer out in Hollywood, California. And he's worked with business owners that I know, such as Owen Cook, one of the founders of Real Social Dynamics, extremely large pickup artist company and massive YouTube following. Glenn explains that it's different energetic vibrations within us that will either help us raise up, be more creative, take action, and in fact help manifest results in your life a lot faster than these opposite forces known as low vibration energy, which are trying to take you down. So he explains how these forces work in your life, and he also explains how you can be free of this low vibration frequency so that you can really start to expand, unleash your full potential, and create more and more while achieving the results and success that you know are possible even faster into your life. This interview was actually done as part of my Transcend Business Accelerator program, which is all about achieving an amazing revenue goal by raising your energetic frequency, as well as having some good old-fashioned business structure, planning, strategy, and accountability. So I'll hand it over to Glenn.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. You and I have been friends, guys. It's been 10 years, and you were one of the coolest people that I met through Owen, who was my student for about 3 years. He brought me in when his company was facing a major challenge, and he heard about my work and saw what I was doing, and now he's one of the most successful people in the dating and the personal development industries, and I'm really proud of him and proud of the work he's done. So let me answer your question real quick. How did I get into this? I got into this out of pain. That's how I got into this. When I grew up in a normal household that was filled with tension and trauma and fighting, and it had an effect on me, and I couldn't wait to get out of there. In fact, my parents invited me at the tender age of 17 to go seek my fortune elsewhere. I was happy to do it. And as I went, like any normal young man seeking his fortune, wanting to be successful in business, wanting to be successful with the ladies, wanting to make something of myself, I started to notice thoughts in my head that were working against me. Like, I started to notice thoughts that say, "You're no good. You're never going to make it. You're a joke. I'm like, what are these thoughts up there that are working against me?" Had no idea what they were. And then as I would go about, trying to be successful, I would notice that there would be patterns of behavior that I would do that were just the opposite of what I wanted, what I wrote down, what my goals were. I would say I wanted this, but I would do behavior that was just the opposite. So it was like this internal tug of war. Part of me wanted to be successful, but part of me didn't. Part of me was positive and goal oriented and moving forward, and yet there was another part of my head that seemed like it was trying to sabotage me. So I went, "Whoa, must be something wrong with me." So I went and did the normal traditional therapy thing, and but that only led into drugs, anti-anxiety drugs, or talking and endless talking. And I said, "Well, that's not working." So I dove into the personal development field, and I started attending seminars and doing trainings. Back I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area, so there were so many things to get involved in back then. Then I moved down to Los Angeles, met Tony Robbins, started, doing fire walking. Then I met his teachers and started studying with them. And I learned all these different personal development things, and they helped a little bit. And I learned them and I mastered them and I became teachers of this. I'm a certified NLP trainer. I have backgrounds in hypnosis, clinical hypnosis, neuroscience, you name it. I went through for about a 25-year period trying to deal with whatever was inside of me that I didn't understand or I didn't know what was happening. This thing that was seemingly against me. And I would make progress. I would start to make progress and then it would start to come down again. And I would start to get close to my goals and it'd start to go down on again. I go, what is this madness? So let me speed it up here. About 12 years ago, I went through a major life change. I was a very successful businessman, had an international business. And then the recession of 2010 came in. Boom, it was all gone. And I went through a process where everything that I had learned started to come together. There, none of the truth or the results were in the individual things I was learning, but as they all came together, a light went on, and then I started to have downloads. That's the only way I can put it. Downloads and visions where I was able to see the hidden energetic worlds, and I was able to see that's why 95% of personal development doesn't work. Meaning that, you know, what did I do? Went to a seminar, got a book, loved it, but that was the interest. I went to the next seminar, the next book, and the next guru, and the next teacher, and the 25 years, a quarter of a century doing that. And then it all came together back around in the early 2010s. And what was revealed to me was what I call energy awareness training. And through this, I was able to completely heal myself of the voices, the negative thought, the negative emotions, the negative behaviors. And I was able to move into seeing the real reality of this world, which is that we are in an energetic planet and we are energetic beings. And that we one of the reasons why people are so unhappy and they don't know how to change their lives is because they're looking in the wrong place. You know, there's a great story that about a guy who lost his car keys. You know, he said, I lost my car keys. They're somewhere in the bedroom. And the wife says, okay, well, let's look for them. And then she said, well, she noticed he was outside on the porch. And she said, well, what are you doing what are you doing out on the porch? And he said, well, I'm looking for my keys. She says, why are you over there? She says, because there's more light over here. That was just rational. We're looking for the keys over there. There was more light. The the point being is if we really want to understand this physical third dimensional world that we're in, it will not make any sense unless you connect the unseen, non-physical, energetic worlds. And when you do, you make a profound change in your life, in your consciousness, and all of the things that used to be problems and used to be challenges come into alignment. And that's when your life takes off. And that's how I got to be what I'm doing. First for myself, I used it. And then I was familiar with the recovery community. I had friends who were doing 12 steps and they were struggling with their addictions and their recoveries. So I started using the tools I have. I'm certified in at least 12 different healing methods, and I created my own as well. So I'm able to find people, identify what the problem is, and clear it. And that started going really well. And all of a sudden, people were calling me, and I didn't plan to start a coaching and a healing practice, but people were calling me, and pretty soon I had some show business people call me, and then I opened up an office, and pretty soon this thing was booming, and people were telling other people, and some celebrity people told Owen about what I did, and he's spread the word about what I did. So now I have a teaching and a healing practice that's worldwide, and I teach mainly now on online since COVID, and it's just been going great. And I've got a message to the world that I want to bring that energetic and emotional freedom is available. And what that is it's the ability to master your energy so that whatever happens in life, and many things happen in life, some good, some not so good, that you're able to keep an energetic strength, resilience inside you to deal with whatever comes your way. And it's so easy, when everything's going great, it's so easy to keep it together. But when you get challenged, when your life goes upside down, when you experience a sudden loss or a sudden turnaround, that's when you really need these skills. And I've been fortunate to help thousands of people now in my practice, and I love spreading the word and letting people know that yeah, it's actually possible to have a wonderful, happy, fulfilled life every day. And this is the message that I'm bringing through energy awareness training. And lastly, and I'll throw it back to you, Mark, we talk about manifestation. Well, manifestation, a lot of people have different thoughts about that. But we're natural manifestors. We manifest every day. The life you have right now, you manifested it, whether you know it or not. And the more conscious you become, the better the manifester that you can be. And I have discovered the missing link to manifestation, which hopefully I'll get to later here in the call, that if you're not doing this, you're going to have a real hard time manifesting. And that's why so many people get discouraged, because they're missing a vital part of the manifestation process that has to take place. Because what is manifestation? It's the ability to turn invisible thought or vision into physical reality. And there's a process to do that. Not many people know it, but I do. So that's a little bit about my background, where I've come from. I'll throw it back to you, Mark.
Thank you so much, Glenn. So I'm sure we've got questions coming up, and I think we'll save them to the end and spend some time for questions. Glenn, one of the things that I'd really like you to go over, and we spoke about it yesterday, is the levels of energy. Now, I've shown most people in this group have seen Dr. David Hawkins' map of consciousness before. Yeah, but I'd like you to explain like the levels of energy. So going from the low vibrational frequency and what it does and what its intention is and what it is,
You
all the
got
way
it.
up to the higher levels, and break that down, because that's really the fundamental of what we're talking about here.
Great. Let's go into it. So Nikola Tesla, the guy we all know and respect, said, if you really want to understand the mysteries of life, not the stuff we already know, the mysteries, then you have to look at it from a place of energy, frequency, and vibration. I think we're all familiar with that quote, but nobody knows what it means. So what I've done is I've taken Tesla's work and expanded it to be able to explain what he's talking about to the average person. So let's start with a couple of key factors, energetic laws, so to speak, that I teach my students is to become energetically aware. First one is that we're all energy. That everything we're dealing with in this planet, people, places, things, jobs, sex, sport, you name it, it's all an energy. And that means that when you look at things as energy, you can see things that looking at it physically can't tell you. When you learn to recognize hidden energies, and this, I believe, is the most powerful skill you can develop as a human being, the ability to see a person, place, or thing's energy. Now, I'll go further on that. Once you can see what the energy, it will tell you if to proceed, or it will tell you, go, stop, don't go there. And isn't that the most important thing? The most important thing that we do every day is make decisions. We make decisions about what we're going to eat, what we're going to wear, who we're going to love, what we're going to invest in, where we're going our health. And the quality of our life is the quality of our decisions. Now, when Tesla was talking about energy, he was talking about using another sense. He wasn't talking about using what we normally known as our a common logical sense reality. What we do. We go to school, we learn, We're supposed to learn about life. And if we learn this and we go there and we do this, we're supposed to be happy. And yet we recognize there's a whole field of stuff that we don't know. We don't know, why people suffer. We don't know why you broke up with your girlfriend, or she stopped loving you. You don't know why you built something up and then it fell apart. There's so many mysteries that we don't know, that can't be explained in the sensory logical field, but they can be explained in the energetic worlds. So first off, you're able to see these hidden energies if, one, you look at everything as energy. And as I look at everything that's energy, I know that all energy, whether it's person, place, or thing, has a power, a purpose, a direction, a frequency, and it gives me information. So whether I'm dating a girl, or I'm about to make a business deal, or I'm trying to decide where to go on vacation, there are going to be hidden factors that aren't noticeable to the naked eye, but they're energetic factors that are going to tell you 100%. Yes, this is the thing to do. No, this is the thing not to do. And it becomes in your ability to recognize the energies. Okay, here we go. Trying to give you as much content as I can here for you guys. So as we go and we look at everything that's energies, we recognize that in this world, one of the biggest laws that no one ever told us about is that everything has a duality to it, that this is a binary planet we've been born into. So whatever we're dealing with, there's an opposite. So if there's an up, there's a down. If there's a left, there's a right. If there's a good, there's a bad. If there's a male, there's a female. If there's a hot, there's a cold. Now, why is that so important to recognize a binary system? It's important because you have to recognize that energy is always moving. Energy is always moving. It was just, it's 8:55 in the morning here. A couple hours is going to be noon. A couple hours later, it's going to be 3 o'clock. A couple hours later, nighttime's going to fall. So we're always in an energy pattern that's moving. So when you recognize, well, how is it moving? It's moving from polarity to polarity. It's moving from light to dark, from dark to light, to rich, to poor, to happy, to sad, to healthy, to sick, to up, to down. And when you recognize that the movement of energies, you can be prepared for when things are going great, but especially when things are not going good. Like, for example, we knew, in my group, we knew energy wise, right about the turn of the decade. I warned all my students, we're about to go through some major challenge worldwide. I didn't know what it was, but I knew a big challenge was coming up. Why? Because of the cycles that were taking place. We had gone through a great cycle. Earlier, people were making money, everybody was happy, but I know that doesn't last because it's not part of the energy cycle. So if you know when the cycles of chaos and tumultuous times are coming, you can be prepared. And that's what energy awareness training is all about. That's why I called it that, because you're being affected by energy every single moment. The minute you open your eyes, you're being affected by energies. Now, what kind of energies? Mark asked me. Let's talk about that. There are thousands of energies out there, all kinds of energies that we can put names to. But out of all the thousands of energies, they only come in two categories. Why? Because it's a binary world. That's why, because we're living in the world of duality. So all of energy has two aspects of it. It has a high vibration or a healthy aspect to it, one that we want to be in, one that's good for us. And we have an unhealthy or a low vibration energy that is just the opposite, that's bad for us, that makes us suffer, that takes us into places we don't want to be. Now, these two energies are actively affecting you every single day, and they affect you in your thoughts. They affect you in your emotions, in your memories, in your beliefs, in your behaviors. And the thing about it is, most people don't know. They don't know you're being affected by energy. You think, oh, it's just my thought. And one of the key things is to recognize is the energies that we want to be in: healthy, happy, high vibration energy, healthy, happy, achieving, abundant, prosperous, loving, joyful. That's the energy that we want to be in. Well, I could keep going on with that. But the other energy, the energy of low vibration or not healthy, the high vibration energy, when you're in that energy, man, your immune system is strong, you're healthy, energy's moving. But under the law of duality, if there's a high vibration energy, there has to be what? A low vibration energy. And that's the energy that you don't want to be in. That's the energy of chaos. That's the energy of suffering. That's the energy of pain. That's the energy of lack. Hey, nobody wants to be there. Yet, why do we spend so much time there? That's the big question. Hey, I want it all to be good. Well, why do you suffer so much? Why are you in pain so much? Why are you in challenge? Why are you in turmoil so much? That's the $1 million question that gets answered by energy awareness training. And the answer is because both of these forces are trying to one of them's trying to help you and one of them's trying to hurt you. Now you think, what? There's an energy force that's trying to hurt me. Come on. What are you talking about? Let me give you an example. I'm from San Francisco. Many of you guys have driven across the Golden Gate Bridge. This is how I found out about this, that there's another entity, there's another energy afoot that we weren't warned about. So one day I'm driving across the Golden Gate Bridge, and if you've been there, it's a beautiful view. And as I'm driving across on that bridge, the lanes go in two different directions. One's going in, one's going out, and the only thing that separates them are these little cones. And there's always so many accidents on the bridge because people are getting in accidents. So I'm driving along. See, this never happened to you. I'm driving along, and I'm listening to the thoughts in my head. And the thoughts in my head saying, wow, what a nice view. I'm alone, so I'm just listening to my thoughts. Yeah, what a nice view it is out there. Yeah, yeah. Hey, traffic's going pretty good, right? Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, the car's running good. You just tuned it up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, you're going to be early for your date. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then the thought came, hey, why don't you just jump the divider and drive head on into a car coming up? Huh? What? Why don't I jump the divider and crash into a car? That's suicide. What the hell? What's that thought? That's not my thought. That's not something that I would choose to do. Where the hell did that come from? You ever had thoughts like that? I'm sure you have. We all do. What kind of crazy cockamamie thought is that? Where did it come from? It didn't come from you. It came from this energy field that is actively trying to take you down. So have you ever had a thought that says you suck, you're not worthy, you're no good, you're never going to be happy, you're never going to get what you want, you're a fool, your mom or dad was right, you're a loser. You ever had a thought like that? That's not your thought. That's not a thought that you would consciously choose to think. Well, where did it come from? Energy awareness training says be aware of the energies that are affecting us. And these energies affect us. The same thing when you have a thought that says, hey, I want to be happy. I want to be successful. I want to go for it. I'm going to go to the gym or I'm going to start a business. That's your high vibration energy. That's the good stuff. That's the energy field you want to be connected to. But there's also the low vibration energy that says, nah, you're never going to do it. Nah, you suck. Nah, you got no self-discipline. That's the part that you don't want to be associated with, that you don't want to be connected to. Yet, why are we connected to it? Because these thoughts, these energy fields, have access to our thought process, and we don't even know it. And just like they happen internally, they happen externally too. You can see the same struggle for good and bad, for high vibration and low vibration in the world. Some days, everything's peaceful and going your way. Other days, there's chaos and attack, and it's one of these days. So there's a saying that says, "As above, so below. As external, so is internal." And energy, and this was the thing. This is the hallelujah moment. that I found when I was going through all these different modalities, in that none of them addressed dealing with the hidden energies. And the hidden energies are 95% of who we are. We're 95% energetic beings. That means 95% invisible, energetic, and 5% physical. So here we are, you're trying to find solutions in the physical world. No wonder you don't find them. No wonder you can't get what you need, because you're looking in the wrong place. So the breakthrough here is, first off, identifying what the energy fields are. And this work identifies what those energies are and how to break free of the low vibration energy. Because in the next segment, I'm going to tell you exactly how the low vibration energy has messed up your life since the day you were born. But I'm going to take a breath here and hand it back to Mark.
Thanks for sharing, Glenn. And I was actually having a conversation last night with Dr. Chase, who can't be on the video right now because he's looking after his daughter who's sick. And I was sharing with him that in Eckhart Tolle's book, A New Earth, Eckhart
Yes.
Tolle's book,
Mhm.
he talks, he doesn't, he's talking about low vibration energy. The language he uses isn't low vibration energy. He calls it unconsciousness. And in the book, he says you can think of unconsciousness as a parasitic organism that is feeding off our energies. And it feeds off more unconsciousness, more suffering, more low vibration energy. And then he doesn't really go into depth, but he said you can think of it as a parasitic entity. And I'd like you to expand in a moment. There's one other point I want to make, which I was sharing with Dr. Chase last night, is that if you look at like ancient texts and you look at the Bible, for instance, it talks about having demons and being possessed regularly, and casting out demons. And in modern language, if you start saying that, people think you're absolutely crazy. But in all of ancient texts, that is known as like a fact of life, that there are these negative entities, there are these demons, there are these spirits, and in Eckhart Tolle calls it unconsciousness, and we're using the language low vibration frequency. And I'd like you to expand on that, which is your next segment.
Sure. I think Eckhart Tolle calls it the pain body. See, here's the thing.
Thank you for yeah, he does. Thank you.
Sure. Uh, Here's the thing. People have been dancing around this for years. A little bit. That's what I mentioned. Eckhart Tolle mentions it a little bit. Deepak Chopra mentions it a little bit. It's a little bit here. So, but no one has put together the whole understanding of how the system works, what it does, how it affects you, and how to get out. And that's what energy awareness training does. So let's start at the beginning here. Everybody asks, what's it all about? Well, energetic wise, we come from being non-physical beings, energetic beings, and we're born into a physical world. And so as a little baby, that's our physicality. We have an infinite, unlimited being, which is what energy is. Energy is unlimited, connected to all possibilities, has no beginning, has no end. And that energy is inside each and every one of us, but we don't know it. We've been dumbed down to think we're just, this meat suit, walking around who lives for, a blip and then goes. But the reality is, when you recognize who you are as an energetic being, you tap into your greatness. You tap into your divine presence, that the oneness with the all power of the Creator. So you come in as a little baby and you start living life, and you forget that you're an infinite being, but you've just come in from a high vibration energy. And then as you start to live your life, as a child and as a kid, as an adolescent, you start to discover pain. You start to learn about suffering and unhappiness. Why? Because all of us are born into this world with what I call a program, or I call it an energetic virus. And these are issues that attach themselves to us either in this life or in the past life or from our ancestors or however you want to view it. And these are issues that we've been dealing with our whole lives. And as we pass from adolescence to teenagers to college years, you become aware, whoa, I got this thing. You ever have somebody, they got a thing. They can't lose weight, or they can never make money, or they just are unlucky in relationships, unlucky in love, or they just got the health thing, which is chronically, whatever it is. And these are the viruses that were born into this life to deal with that no one wants to talk about. You know, mine was this horrible self-attack of being no good and not worthy, and all of this stuff that I heard when I was a kid. And you can't get out of it by thinking positively. I'm sorry, but the big lie is, well, just change the way you're thinking. Well, that's the start. But but for every positive thought you have a negative thought. I'm worthy. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. So as we go through this life, we start to recognize, whoa, there's things in my life that aren't working, and we want to fix them. Well, some of the stuff is fixable in the 5%, but in the 95%, that's where you have to go if you really want to fix it. So that's why we have issues. That's why you have the issues that you have today, an issue of whatever it is, what, and you're trying to do everything just like I was, to clean it, to clear it, to deal with it, to overcome it. And most people don't. Why? Because they're not dealing with the 95% in the energy levels. So for example, I heard yesterday one of my colleagues told me she's a special coach to help women lose weight. And she said, not most, all of the women who have come to her are at least 40, 50 pounds overweight, and they know what to do. They know to be on a diet. They know not to eat junk. They know they got to exercise. They know what to do, but they don't do it. Oh, well, why not? That reason isn't in the physical; it's in the non-physical. And she said to me, because all of them had been sexually molested when they were kids. So the weight is a protection shield to keep men away. If you're, I guess the thinking is if you're fat, men won't be attracted to you, but that's not true because a lot of men like heavy women. But what I'm trying to let you guys know here in this short time is that the solution to what we're going for here in this third dimensional reality, it's non-physical. It's the energy that you want. That's what we're doing about manifestation. We're trying to manifest good lives. We're trying to have the things we want to have for ourselves. And so many times we don't go anywhere. We don't get it. And we don't and we do all the manifestation stuff. We don't. Why? Because you're not dealing with the challenge in the physical world. So for example, the women who wanted to lose weight, they can visualize till they're blue in the face. They can write their affirmations down. They can get a coach, for their diet, and they're still not going to do it. Why? Because it's not a physical problem. It's an energetic problem. See, if you change the energy, you change your life. And that's why my work has been so powerful, because I go right to the 95% of what it is that needs to be changed. Now, to just finish off this piece about the viruses. So as we get older, these viruses are energies. So especially when we've been hurt, bullied, traumatized, you know, abused, whatever, that energy is an actual living thing that lives inside us. And it attracts more of the same. I'm going to repeat that. It attracts more of the same. So something that you dealt with, in the fifth grade, you might have made a decision. Let's say you made a decision that people aren't safe, crowds aren't safe, because of the kids made fun of you. That's a belief and an energy that has glommed onto you like a Klingon, and it will continue to create that belief through your whole life. Now you're 25, 30, 40 years old, and you still think crowds aren't safe. And your wife says, "What are you talking about? This is just a bunch of people." You go, "No, no, it's not safe." That's not you. That's the program. That's the energies that are affecting you. But if you don't know that, you just think, "Oh, he's got a complex, or he's got some kind of weird thing going on." And the joy of this work that I do is to be able to set people free from lifelong viruses that have crimped and deprived them of happiness. I'll just tell you one quick story. I did one of my students, one of her prime issues is loving, being loved, having love. She's, "My heart's closed." Now, she was married and she has a few kids, and she's got her heart closed. She can't love. Do you think that affects her husband? Do you think that affects the kids? And she said, I know what my heart's, I don't know why it's closed. I don't know where, but it's closed and it's causing me pain. The issues are causing me pain and suffering. So I went into the work and I do what I do, in my coaching, and I find the issue because it started somewhere. And it started when she was a little girl. She didn't even realize it. It started when she was a little girl and she had a pet goat, and she loved this pet goat, and the pet goat got sick, and she watched it slowly die. And for a 7-year-old girl out in the farmland with no friends, to see that completely wiped her out emotionally. And what did she do? A 7-year-old just says, "Well, it's not safe to love. I've had my heart broken." Maybe some of you guys can relate to this. "I had my heart broken. I'm never going to do that again. I'm never going to love again. It's not safe to love." So she has no idea that that's going on. So every relationship she gets into is unfulfilling. And even the marriage she gets, if somebody wants to marry her, the guy said, "Hey, there's no intimacy, no physical or no emotional." So, so that belief, that virus that she's carrying, that she didn't even know, is hurting the people she loves. And that's the last thing she wanted to do. So thank God we had a big clearing of that energy. And I talked to her yesterday. She's made amends with her husband and doing new behaviors with her kids and stuff. So I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled to be able to do that. And I want to get this out because people are frustrated now. People have anxiety, stress, worry, doubt, fear. What's going to happen? I don't know. Is there going to be a recession, God? I don't know. Am I going to be okay? A lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear. And it's all illusion. It's all brought to you by that low vibration energy that wants to mess you up. And I'm sure if we had time and I heard some of your stories, you could give me some great examples of how this energy messed up a good thing you had. So energy awareness is about being conscious to the world that we live in. And it's not just three dimensions, guys. There's, listen to this one. There's no lasting happiness in the physical world. Think about that. What? No lasting happiness in the physical world. There's lasting happiness when you're connected to the energetic worlds. I'll give you an example. If I ask one of you guys and I say, what would make you happy? And you say, "Well, if I had a supermodel girlfriend and, she's living with me, and man, that would make me happy. And then, my life would be great." Oh, okay. A supermodel girlfriend living with you, and that would make you happy. Yeah, that would be. I said, well, what if she never wants to have sex with you? Well, what if she steals your money? Well, what if she's cheating on you with another guy? What if she's running up running up your bill, your credit card bills? Oh, well, then I wouldn't want that. But you still got the girlfriend. Yeah, but she's doing things. I see. So it's not the girlfriend that you want. It's the energy. It's what she does. It's how it makes you feel. And it goes, "Well, I guess you're right." And that's what I want to convey to you, because everything in the physical world has a beginning, middle, and an end. And under the law of duality, if something can make you happy, it can also make you what? That. We've all had that, especially in our relationships. We've had a girl that made us tremendously happy and joyful, and then the breakup came, and then we went from joyously happy to depressed and sad that it went away or that she went away, etc. And you go, "What happened?" I'm working with a couple guys like that right now. We're wondering what happened. What happened is you weren't energetically aware and you didn't know that sex is possibly the most powerful energetic exchange on this planet, and that it's so powerful that it can create another human being. And it's not something that you just take lightly, like going to get an ice cream cone. And so many guys do that and they hurt themselves. They hurt their own energies, they hurt other people. That's a subject for another time. But I want to let you guys know that you're here to learn. You want to learn what this world is all about. You want to learn how to be happy. You want to learn how to master life, not have life master you. Become energetically aware. If you do that, you will prepare yourself for all of the challenges that's up ahead. And there's challenges, you guys. There's challenges because in this physical world, we got to deal with suffering. We got to deal with loss. We got to deal with people we love dying. We got to deal with us eventually kicking off to the next place. Now, if you're energetically aware, you can deal with that stuff pretty simply and easily because you're a multi-dimensional being. You have skills that are multi-dimensional. If you're not, you can have a rough time. And when we have rough times, I'm sorry to say, those are the times when people's lives go upside down because people don't know how to handle it. Everybody knows how to handle the good times. Most people don't know how to handle the big challenge, and they suffer sometimes for years. I went out and talked to a homeless guy here in LA, guy down the street, was living in a tent, and he looked like a normal guy. So I went, "Hey, what do you do? What are you doing here?" And he goes, I have a PhD in education. Like, well, you do? Well, what are you doing on the street? He goes, well, I started having trouble at home, started doing some drinking, got became abusive to my wife. We broke up, called the cops, ended up in jail, ended up losing my job, the downward spiral. So no, what he was saying was something happened in my life that I couldn't handle, that I wasn't emotionally or energetically ready to handle. And I went all the way down to losing everything. And now I'm living on the street. And that's what happens when people don't have the skills to deal with low vibration energy. In my training, I teach you how to master, how to make low vibration energy, how to make suffering your bitch so that so that it works for you, you don't work for it. And then move into high vibration energy to have a life see, I know all of you always knew that there's a dream life that's possible of happiness, of financial abundance, all. And you think, but how the hell do I get it? I'm manifesting. Okay, I'm gonna write it down. No, you get it by becoming energetically aware. You get it by being in alignment with the energies that want to bless you, that want to support you, that want to empower you. And you get it by disconnecting, by releasing and disempowering all the low vibration energies that have a hold of you. And for all of us, the low vibration energies have a hold on us, every human being. And that's the challenge of life. The challenge of life is to recognize our limitations, our challenges, and then to get free, to emancipate, to transform from a low vibration energy influence to a high vibration energy influence. And then be able to have life serve you instead of you serving life.
Glenn, this is thank you so much for sharing and the stories. This is incredible, Glenn. So I know we only have you for another 8 minutes or so. I know we could speak to you all day. I think we're gonna have to get you on again.
Okay.
There's so much I want to talk about, but I also want to. You also shared that there's a technique.
Let me go into that. Well, if I got
Okay.
8 minutes, let me rock.
Okay.
Last thing I want to let you guys know is in the world of duality, let's talk about your thinking process. No one ever told you how thoughts work, how your thinking process works, etc. Well, I'm gonna do it in 2 minutes. You have a thought process, you have half of your thought process wants to help you, and half of your thought process wants to hurt you. Okay. So notice how many thoughts are trying to lead you into low vibration energy. Oh, did I lock the front door? Am I going to be able to pay this bill? Does she still love me? Is the car the I get it fixed. All this stuff. So one of the keys of energy awareness is the ability to master the thought process itself. How do you master the thought process? You master the thought process by taking charge of your energy. I'm going to show you a simple technique. It was about as simple as it can get, but it works. And if this is your first go around with energy awareness training, this will help you. If you listen to your mind right now, you just close your eyes for a second. Listen to the thoughts that are going on. Is this guy telling the truth? I think he's got some good points, but I don't know. It might be true, it might not be true. Blah 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 blah. Your mind's going a mile a minute. As long as your mind is going a mile a minute, you're not in control. You're subset. You're a victim to whatever you're thinking, good, bad, or ugly. So when I got this thought that says I'm no good, it's never going to work out, I'll never be successful, I stop and I go, wait, I want you to recognize where that comes from. Is it a high vibration energy thought or a low vibration energy thought? Most of the time, if it doesn't feel good, it's a low vibration energy thought. Now, here's the thing I want you to know, is giving you gold here. High vibration energy, happiness, joy, peace, abundance, love, happiness, etc. That's high vibration energy. High vibration energy attracts more high vibration energy. However, low vibration energy, anger, worry, stress, doubt, anxiety, fear, lack, all of that attracts more of the same. So, what I want you to do, the biggest thing I can give to you today is recognize when you're in a high vibration or low vibration energy field. Well, how do you do that? It's called the three breath. So, let's say my mind's going 100 miles an hour and my mind's controlling me. You know what it is? Your thoughts. You got so many thoughts. It's driving you crazy. Here's how you do it. You interrupt it. Stop the pattern with the breath. So I'm going to show you a pattern. Breathe in through the nose and mouth. Take a big breath, and I mean breathe all the way down to your feet. Here we go. Breathe. Inhale. Breathe low. Hold. Exhale. Get the air all the way out. All the way out. Breathe and say, I release and I let go. We'll do that 3 times. Here we go. Take a big breath, breathing through your nose and your mouth. Breathe low. All the way down to your feet. Hold. And exhales. Exhale through the mouth. All the energy out. All the breath out. Get it all out. Take a normal breath and say, I release and I let go. There's 3 breaths, so we got 1 more breath to do. Here we go. Breathe. Big breath. Breathe low, man. All the way down to your feet. Hold. Exhale. Get all the air out. Normal breath. I release and I let go. Now pause. This is your 3rd breath. Just pause for about 10 seconds. Be in the silence, in the stillness, in the gap between the thoughts, and end by the word peace. Now, that's called the 3 breath, the technique I developed for instant alignment of energy. So if you do that, and if you did that, you'll notice, hey, my mind's quiet. Hey, I turn off that monkey. It feels pretty good. Now, if the monkey is really strong, do another 3 breaths. It's simple. Breathe in through the nose and the mouth, but I'm being a big breath. Fill it up so you can't fill it anymore. Exhales. Get all the air out. Get all the air out. Half breath and say, I release and I let go. You do that 3 times. On the 3rd time, you pause for about 10 seconds. You actually feel the silence, feel the stillness, feel the space, and end with peace. If you will do that throughout the day, 5, 10 times a day, 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. When you're in traffic, when you're in line at the grocery store, when you're at work and you need a pause, when you feel stressed, try the 3 breaths. And that's the beginning of you taking back your energy. This is the first step of taking back your energy, going, hey, I'm not feeling good. I'm stressed. I'm worried about this. Let me do a 3 breath. And when you say, I release and I let go, what are you doing? You're releasing, you're letting go of low vibration energy. And at the end, when you say peace, now you're moving in high vibrational energy. This is a little technique. It's so powerful. If you'll use it, it'll change your life. But that the low vibration energy doesn't want you to use it. So it's going to say, oh, that's nice. So remember that. You've been warned and forewarned now. Don't listen to every thought you have, because half of you is not your friend, right? And make sure that it's got to feel good, and it's got to be taking you towards happiness, joy, and peace. Because if it's not, it's low vibration energy, and if you don't get out of it quickly, it's going to drag you down. You ever been around a depressed person? You can't be around them too much longer before you start to get depressed. Or someone who's angry, or someone who's down. That's why never hang out in that energy. So be energetically aware. If I could just have you do one thing that'll change your lives, be energetically aware, and your life will change profoundly, and you will guaranteed have the life that you want. All right, Mark, back to you.
Glenn, thank you so much for this introduction into energy awareness training, and thank you for sharing that technique, something we can use immediately in our lives. I'm going to be sharing in the group, where you can contact Glenn, you can reach out for more resources. If you wanted to work with Glenn too, I'll share that in the group.
It
And
doesn't seem like you. I don't see too many people on here. So what I would be willing to do, anybody who's interested, I'd be willing to do a 15-minute energy assessment with you guys as a favor to Mark, and just go a little bit deeper. And if you got any specific questions, we can do any Q&A here. But if you guys, I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Instagram.
you know what, Glenn? Best thing to do is send me a link to your calendar so that people can book a 15-minute call directly to your calendar, and I'll share that in the group. And I'll also, like I said, I'll share that with people on my email too.
Nice. I'll be talking. But if anybody's on Messenger and you got a question, or you want to just out and just say hi, feel free to. I'm happy to help, because we have a smaller. If it was a mass group, I wouldn't. But since we have a handful of guys here, I'm happy to help and be of service.
Thank you so much, Glenn. So thanks, Glenn. I'll speak to you later. Thank you so much for the call. This is a great introduction.
You're very welcome.
Yeah,
helped you guys.
Hey, let's give Glenn a round of applause, everybody, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right.
Sure.
Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Glenn.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye. So what about that, guys?
Hey, Mark, have you done work with him? And
I have.
What's the deeper levels of what he's talking about? I know that was an intro, but what are some of the other?
It's really finding out specifically, what are your wounds? What vibration, what low vibration are you carrying specifically? And then it's working on removing it, those specific things. So, there's a lot of things you can do generally to remove this low vibrational frequency. So as you guys have experienced, and I'm sure Christopher can attest, the ayahuasca's one hell of a way to get rid of low vibrational frequency. That's plant medicine's one way, but it's not something you want to be doing every day. You know what I mean? That's one tool that you can use. The breath work that we do is a tool. You may have seen me, singing Hare Krishna and having pure devotion to, the Lord, to the Creator. That is a tool. Low vibration energy cannot be around that. Prayer, gratitude, thinking about what you can be grateful for and really feel it. These are getting yourself into a high vibration state. The low vibration can't exist. But then Vipassana meditation, Enrico and I practice a type of meditation called Vipassana that goes in and removes this negative energy. And then what Glenn is very good at is he's very good at kind of being the sniper and like finding like what is inside you and removing that specific piece. He's very good at that. The letting go technique is a way of doing it as well. So Glenn has a lot of techniques, most of which I honestly don't know about. He's just been doing this a long time. So I couldn't tell you, but I've worked with Glenn before and I've noticed shifts. And again, I think very, very highly of Glenn, and I'm really happy he came on today to share.
If you would like to book a one-on-one call with Glenn, I've put the link in the description and in the comments where you can book a one-on-one call with Glenn. Or if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to 2 to 3x your business by increasing your energetic frequency and being able to manifest that into your life, of course, with business strategy, planning, structure, and accountability to help you get there, then click the next link, which is for my Transcend Business Accelerator program, which helps you do just that. I hope you learned from this, and I hope that you're not just going to sit around and do nothing and get involved with this low vibration frequency. I hope you're realizing that there are things you can do about it. I would love to support you with that. Glenn would love to support you in that. So click the link, have a call with Glenn, or check out my Transcend Business Accelerator. This low vibration frequency as well as the high vibration frequency states are real. I can attest from experiencing them over the last 10 years, especially through the thousands of hours of meditation I've done and 10 plus plant medicine journeys I've done. I've felt it. It is real. And if you're on the right side of it with the high vibration frequency, your life, your business goals, your dreams manifest a hell of a lot faster. I can attest to that too. So click the link to book a call with Glenn, or learn more about my Transcend Business Accelerator, or do both, and I'll see you soon.